All right, so President Trump officially renames Lake Ontario to Lake America. And we got to talk about this because there's a lot going on here apart from all the optics and everybody reacting to it. There's something else going on. And so I want to take a look at what possibly those theories and what people have been saying could be and what this means for the overall objective of what is happening from big picture perspective. So let's get into it. So let's take a look really quickly at the official announcement and the signing and then some clips that were very interesting coming out of this press conference.
And finally, I guess the purpose of this more than anything else is we're going to be changing the name of Lake Ontario, effective immediately, to Lake America. That's going to take place right now as I sign the order. Do you have anything to say about it, Ben?
Yes, sir. So this is a straightforward but important executive order. It directs Secretary Burgum and the Department of the Interior to update the Geographic Names Information Service to reflect that the lake once known as Lake Ontario will, from this day forward, be known as Lake America. This is a lake that has most of its volume in the United States. The deepest parts of the lake sit in United States territory, so this will reflect that this is an American lake.
Thank you. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. And we filed all the necessary papers, documents, everything else. We notified all of the various people that we have to notify. So we've done everything that you have to do. And this is official, effective immediately. Do you have any questions, anybody?
Mr. President.
Yes.
That video yesterday, crossing out Lake Ontario and writing Lake America, it's been seen by about 30 million people, maybe more, across all the social media platforms. What message are you sending to Canada with this move today, and why was this such an important thing for you to do?
It's an interesting question. No message. As you know, Canada's been ripping us off for a long time on trade, very sadly. Even the military, we defend Canada for nothing. We don't get anything. They don't pay us to defend Canada, but we defend Canada, and they understand that. As an example, we bought icebreakers. They'd like to use them. We have 11 brand new icebreakers coming in. They'd like to use the icebreakers. They don't pay for anything, and they want to be treated like a state, but they're not a state. But they want to be treated like they're a state, and so we just can't do that anymore. We lose, on average, over the last 15 years, $60 billion a year carrying Canada. So we just can't do it anymore. We love the people of Canada. I don't think their representatives do an appropriate job. Maybe they'll change. I really don't know. I mean, it doesn't make much difference. But we can't let the whole Canadian thing that's been going on for decades, and it has to come to a stop. So we're going to be doing tariffs on their cars that are coming in at a substantial level, because we want to make the cars here. We don't want if they can make their own cars if they want, and they can continue to make their cars for Canada. But we don't want them to make cars for the United States of America. It's very simple. Likewise, many other products. So the lake change, Lake of America, was something I've been thinking about for a long time, actually. As you know, we took something called the Gulf of Mexico, we changed it, and now it's very routinely the Gulf of America. So if you think about it, we have a Gulf and we have a lake. Now all we need is an ocean. So maybe we'll have to change the name of the Atlantic and or the Pacific. Maybe we'll change them both.
Now all of that is official. He announced it. The White House has posted about it. But it's very interesting how President Trump explains how they are being ripped off, and this from an optics point of view, talking about pressuring Canada, talking about sending a message and all of that. And already we've seen this with the Gulf of Mexico. It's official in the sense that a lot of the map apps and many others, especially within the Secretary of Interior and the official naming taxonomy with the U.S., has changed. But here, President Trump is literally telling the world, and reading some commentary here from Joe, that the cabal of puppet masters no longer control the world. Trump is already transforming the world, and the cabal can do nothing to stop him. Control of the world's financial system and most powerful military. Hillary was never supposed to lose. Now they all lose. Now, Mark Carney is responding to this, saying that more than 400 years, there has been this precedent, and that precedent and basically bringing in history, the naming convention, what it means. The lake is beautiful, the lake is big, and I'm all for history. But here you are seeing people react. Many others are crashing out. But look at what Awaken Outlaw comments. Watching Canada man crash out over Trump renaming Lake Ontario to Lake America has obviously paid zero attention to how he operates. Essentially, they do their level best to assist him, even though they have no idea they're doing it. Truth is, he's legit goading them into losing their S. And just like always, the left is incapable of not reacting to his antics with blind rage, even though that's exactly what he expects them to do. In fact, that's why he does things like this. It's part of a larger negotiating strategy, whether or not you understand why he does so. And Clandestine has this to say: most people will brush this off as Trump being petty, but Trump is dead serious about the Monroe Doctrine and about absorbing Canada/Greenland for NatSec purposes. This isn't just a name change, it's psychological normalization for the masses to prepare them for what's coming in the future. We are eventually going to claim Canada, speaking on behalf of the US. This plays into my overall thesis that Trump's goal is to turn the U.S. into a fully self-sustaining empire, so our national security is never dependent on other nations. Now, on one hand, you can look at this as leverage. You can look at it as being a negotiation strategy, a push, pressure campaign, what have you. But take a look here at what DC Lidstone comments when he reacts to this post. Now, President Trump has also a short video where he talks about renaming this, but this is very interesting to me. And I'm not saying this is true or not, but it's just another sort of interesting observation and theory. He mentions these photos where you can see the Finger Lakes, which here in New York is just below south of Lake Ontario. And look at here what it represents on the back here of Hunter Biden, where it's showing some, and again, I'm not sure saying that this is the exact correlation to it, but somebody pointed out that this correlates to one of the lakes and one of the little kind of fingers here. And what's interesting underneath his comment section is that some people are speculating certain things. It's all about the children, other people talking about conquered points, places to watch, choke points, because if you think about Lake America, Ottawa here, Strait of America, Iran, Gulf of America, Mexico cartel, watch the water, which was a QCOM. And there's a particular comment that I saw where this person outlined Lucifer Falls, which was at the tail part of this finger. Other people saying, watch the water. I bet it's how people get trafficked through, follow the pen, see how the names change to who controls it. So is this a comm saying that they took control? They have defeated certain deep state sort of strongholds and all the crazy stuff that you could consider possibly of all of that realm, which I won't get into in detail. But it's very interesting what people are thinking about right now as this is coming out. So don't look at this and brush it off as being nothing. There is something here. I'm not sure to the degree for which if you read into it and saying that it is something crazy or not, it could just be part of a bigger strategy that is being reported at face value, as is that the media is saying, or it could be something much deeper. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. This is a very interesting development. So love you guys. Talk to you guys very soon.